Let's talk about the current energies. February 2025. How the hell did we get here? When I say 2025, it freaks me out. It truly is like, what? How did I get to the year 2025? Well, anyway, we're here. So let's talk about what's been going on now. Let's just go through just the last month. A lot of things in the political arena changing constantly, much of which sounds like a lot of drama, daytime soap opera bullshit. A lot of it is throwing power around out of resentment and anger and wanting to control and to say, hey, I'm now in the driver's seat, blah, 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 blah. It doesn't matter how you politically voted. This is just what's happening. It's like everybody wants to fluff their feathers, puff up, so to speak, present all puffed up. So everybody thinks, oh, I got this strong leader. Or maybe those who didn't vote, oh, well, maybe making sense. Or, no, this is a joke. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter in the arena of a lot of things because the overriding arena of God's source energy is on its agenda. Okay? So just watch it play out. But you'll even see a lot of these people in the political arena acting differently than they had before. And just recognize it. That's all I'm going to say. You know, it could be humans in a clown suit. It could be a non-human in a clown suit. It could be a human having a human experience that's acting like a clown or a savior. And I warned you 4 or 5 months ago when Spirit showed me the Savior syndrome. It always appears throughout history that some knight in shining armor comes in and saves the day when it takes tribes and villages and collective to actually do that. So be careful who you're following. Be careful who you're placing your faith and your energy into, especially if it's above the one above. That entire realm has us on a different agenda. So you're kind of seeing squirming going on here on the earth plane. Let it occur. Just be aware of it and just go, oh, okay. Yeah, well, I'll see that when I believe it. I'll believe it when I see it. Maybe I don't believe it, don't want to see it. Not even going to give it an iota of a cell anywhere because tomorrow it could be different. And so, how do I work with my today to be the most successful, compassionate, loving person I can be and do what I'm responsible to do with the highest integrity and do no harm? That's really your JOB. It's really your JOB. How do I get on the surfboard and how do I do all that without falling off? And if I fall off, how do I get back on and keep going? Okay? So that's one thing. Two is, you know, a lot of people are posting out ridiculousness and you should see it. And then people just follow it because they're following, again, saviors on the social community. Well, what they must be saying must be true. Oh, they have a direct link to this particular galactic ET angelic person. They saw it in their visions. Therefore, it must be true. I'm going to caution you to step back and step into your own. Because you are just as powerful and directly connected. And sometimes the messages are just for you. And can you be comfortable just listening to the messages for you? And not have to get out there and share them with everybody and tell everybody like it is. Somebody posted out the other day where they said something like, "The soul is now in charge." All you gotta do is listen. The soul has always been in charge because the soul is the all of you. That is the all of Source. So all of what is Source is you. That is your soul. It's just through time it has been kicked around a lot. And some of the lessons haven't been learned. And there's been a lot of clouds and judgment blockages set up for good, bad, indifferent, deviant, whatever, to prevent you to get where you're going. But you can unclog those pathways like that. You command it so. Command it so. What would my soul do in this moment? What would my cells do if my soul was commanding my cells? Wow. You could heal a whole lot. Yes, indeedy. Be careful what you're reading and what you're allowing in this prime real estate. Restate. Okay. This is what I get for doing so many night shifts, and then I'm kind of like a little in different gears here. Another thing that's coming up is revved energy. Heart palpitations, maybe not heart palpitation. Maybe it just feels like you're just revved up. And you're like, why am I so revved up? I'm lacking sleep. I have hardly eaten anything because I'm not hungry. It's because there's all these different morphing, energy changing dynamics within the cellular system. And the soul is overriding a lot of this to allow that to happen, to get you merged and purged, so you can be in a place of better alignment with what's happening energetically, demographically. So if you feel like you're getting sick, it's your body rebooting. Lay it all down and give it some rest. Load it up with what you think it needs to be loaded up with. Ask your body what it needs. Take out the old programs. I'm supposed to have this, I'm supposed to have that. Supposed to eat this, supposed to do that, supposed to starve a cold, feed a fever, feed a cold, starve a fever, or whatever. I might have said it all the same way, but you know what I'm saying. Dismiss all of it. Erase that whiteboard. Close those books. Release it. Open the valves. Let it all go downstream, back to source, because it's no longer the information that will assist you in thriving successfully through the next course of lessons. Ask your body, do you need more vitamin C? Do you want some vitamin D? Do you want a B complex? And then which type of B complex would be best? Do you want broth? Do you want food? Do you want meat? Do you want plants? Do you want this? Do you want that? Step away from the pyramid that our FDA, CDC, and all these things tell you you're supposed to do. Because maybe 30 grams of protein per meal is just way too much for you. Maybe all these supplements that you're buying are 90% crap, but you mentally think it's doing something for you. So just be cautious and conscientious about what it is that you're placing in this prime real estate. Because some may take longer to process out than you had anticipated, and some could be a forever process that is devastating and will wreak havoc on the body for the rest of its existence. We're learning a lot about that with the food dyes and the food chemicals and the plastics. We're learning. We are being bombarded by it all because it's almost like the Freedom of Speech Act has carte blanche. And that was coming in this wave, regardless of who got into office, by the way. That was coming. That was coming, regardless of who got into office. Be careful of your savior syndrome. Get over there and watch Wacky Wednesday with today's date, the 12th of February. I talk about some of these things. The other day I was feeling a little under the weather. And I thought, gosh, I'm around everybody who's got something, certified something. Okay. Anyway. And so I said, I can't go down, and nor can I share anything of what they're going through with everyone I have to work with, including the elderly. So I had made some, I think, oregano capsules. So the other morning I thought, I'm going to run back upstairs and take one. So I ran back upstairs, pop it in my mouth. As soon as I go to take it, I gag so badly that the whole splash of water and the capsule go back into my mug. Very sexy sight. I was like, okay. All right, maybe I pushed it back too far to hit my gag reflex. I don't know. Let's try this again. And as I put it in my mouth, I said, body, is this what you want right now? Is this what's needed in this moment? And as I put it in my mouth, as soon as I started to put the water in my mouth, I got, I was like, okay, not now. Got home 5, 6, 7, 8 hours later. And the capsule was sitting there. I said, is now the time? And they go, just try it. Put it in my mouth, took a sip of water, ba-boom, ba-boom. So it was telling me, I don't want you, but you forgot to ask me. So we're going to violently reject it. We're just going to spit it right out of your mouth, back in that cup. That's what they did. So anyway, ask and listen. Ask and listen. And you may have to kind of go in reverse here. You may have to ask the mental, the emotional, the physical body what it wants. And as that cellular information is bebopping around in here, cycles up to the soul, and then the soul and cell start to communicate. You begin this dialogue. When the information comes back through the cells from the soul, you start to recognize different ways of communication. And you're like, oh, that's a little different. Okay, so this is what this is like. All right. So have a lot of self-talk. You know, back in the day, they'd say if you talk to yourself, it was a sign of insanity. If you answered yourself, it was time to go to the insane asylum. Well, I've been walking and talking to myself all my entire life. And I have a hell of a sense of humor. Whenever I'm in the store, I will walk up and down the aisles just talking to myself. I don't have any earbuds in. I don't have to pretend I'm on the phone. I just talk to myself. And there was one day, this person goes, are you talking to yourself? And I was like, they were down the aisle. I was like, yeah, talking to myself. And I answered myself too. And you know what? Sometimes I answer myself and it surprises me how damn smart I am. And so there was a nice chuckle in the aisle, which then was like, gave that person permission to be like, well, she was cool with it. I'm going to be cool with it. So step into that authentic cylinder of who you are and learn to work the motor from a different aspect. Instead of thinking everything comes from the fuel from the outside, work from the inside out and see what sparks. Because you're churning the wheels of the soul to take its rightful place in the commander's seat as your physical avatar. And you become one And so we're moving into that density, that solidarity. Let me think of what else there was. Is there anything else going on with the energy that I wanted to? Sleep disruptions, PMS, having many periods, nothing tastes the same, things smell different. You can feel the disconnect in relationships. Like, I really don't want to be around that person. I really don't want to talk to that person. Or you could feel the opposite and be around somebody and go, oh my God, I cherish that person. I love that person more deeply than I realized. Start taking little projects in your room and around your house and start cleaning off surfaces. And literally have everything in your hand. Is this a need or a want? So is this trash or a keeper? Is it trash or keeper? Is it trash or keeper? Because we have to recycle by letting go of things that don't serve us. So every little time you clean out a drawer or you start through something that you've been holding on to, you may find that it's no longer needed, or the desire to want to hold on to it because it will not serve you. You can't keep carting around that dead horse. I've got dresses in my closet that have tags on them. And I'm like, but I paid so much money for them and I like them. I'm not sure it's going to fit or if it's going to be in style. If you're not going to wear it this season, donate it. It'll be a prize for someone else. The other thing is taking the time and the space to develop your time, talents, and your treasury. So you got to put your money where you want to develop it. This is your money maker. In order for it to go anywhere out there and to get into any position out there, it has to be taken care of from here. So if there's something that you want to work on, sensory systems, job, creative writing, organization skills, starting a business, writing a book, developing a relationship, reach out, do that. Find tools that help you with those talents through new techniques. And then you'll spend the energy to it. If you want to move, start looking at areas that you really would like to plant some seeds. And then perhaps if it's in your proximity, drive there. And maybe just spread your love out all through that area. If there's someplace in the world that is really calling you, start looking at it. It just could be a vacation. Start looking at it. Look at it visually and then see how much it would cost to get there. And then don't let any of that money deter you from making plans. Just say, okay, if this is where I'm supposed to be at this moment, in this time, find me ways to provide the magic carpet ride to this location, because we have been here for multiple lives. We've planted seeds everywhere. And so sometimes we just have to go back and merge and germinate with those seeds, because they come in and become part of our DNA, or they're there to remove something from our DNA so that whatever's there is made whole and can go back to source. So there's a closure, freeing up the physical avatar. So start playing with the energies around you in your present moment. I've said this many times before. If you're at your desk, push back for just a moment away from the screen and just see if you can maybe find a focal point and then just tune into your body and expand the oxygen throughout your body. No one needs to know that you're having a refreshing moment. Maybe when you go to the bathroom, you leave your phone on your desk and you go into the stall and you just sit there. for a few extra minutes because you can. Maybe you wash your hands a little bit longer and look at yourself in the mirror and your mind's eyes say, I love you. I love what you do for me. Thank you for carting my personality around, my consciousness around, my energetic body around. Thank you for that. Appreciate you. I'm going to treat you a little nicer because without you, I would get nowhere on the path that I chose to come here to be on and the lessons I wanted to experience. Without this avatar, because it is your transportation and it is your only transportation. So I want to take care of me better. The first thing I'm going to do is just send myself some love and then just watch the effervescence that goes on inside of every cell that circulates through every part of your body. And then feel and listen and sense the vibration, the rhythm of the liver, of the gallbladder, of the stomach, of the spleen, of the reproductive organs, of the heart, of the pulmonary, of the lung, of your bones, of your minerals, of your blood, of your brain, of your skin, of your muscles, of your tendons, your ligaments, your expressions. Nothing could occur without this body being given the love for being the most efficient transport system of your soul. Wow. You want to go somewhere? Take care of your ride. If you want to go somewhere, take care of your ride. Very simple, yet so very powerful. I do a lot of elder care, and I often wonder when some people are laying in bed what they think about, or if they meant to lay in bed so long that now it seems almost impossible for them to function. And maybe they would have done some things differently throughout their life in that physical body. Whether they're in bed for something that occurred or something occurred to them or inside of them, whatever the reason may be, I can only imagine what goes on through their minds when your physical avatar is failing you, your ride is failing you, or your so-called ride is doing fine, but your mental capacity is totally out the window. And again, that goes back to listening to the freedom of speech regarding, all the awarenesses and being alert, taking action against taking in any more of these poisons, and being very aware of what's on the labels and what you're cooking with and what you're breathing in. Maybe you'll start with, not using any fragrance laundry detergents and no fragrance bounces and softeners. Maybe you'll take all the ridiculous things plugged into your walls to smell better. Maybe you'll just use some essential oils and warm those up. Be careful of the incense that you buy. It could be carcinogenic. Be careful of the products that you buy that could be filled with all kinds of metals and toxins and forever plastics that your ride can't process. It gunks it all up. That's like me going and taking steak and put it in my car and expecting it to convert it. How often do you think that's going to work before my car won't go anywhere? It'll look good sitting there, but it won't get me anywhere. See what I mean? And even if I clean it all out, it'll still have remnants of it everywhere in its system. So I want you to take care of this ride. And I want you to understand the energies are going to do what the energies are going to do. Whether you think some amazing alignment just happened, or some window or some beam of something came from somewhere to make this earth a better place, it doesn't matter. What matters is, how do you feel in this moment, and how would you like to feel in the next moment? And are you aware of how you feel in this moment? Are you aware of how you want to feel in the next moment? Are you aware of how people feel around you in this moment, being around you in this moment when you're not aware? Because sometimes I feel like that's how I live my life. I'm like aware, and I see things almost, some people will call it clairvoyancy or whatever. I'll see certain things and I have no judgment of it. And then it's just sort of like, okay, all right. But everybody has this ability. Everybody has it. You just got to take the time to develop it. So take care of your ride, develop you, listen, pay attention, get your cells talking with your soul, get your soul talking with your cells, and get this ride with some high octane and creativity running through it, that you just want to go out and share yourself with everyone. And everywhere you go, you're that beacon of loving light. Even when you think you didn't do a damn thing today. Every step you take implants seeds everywhere you go. Every breath you take implants seeds. Everything. What is it that you want to plant? What is it that you want to share? And it's lazy people that just, I'm just a bad mood today. I'm just hangry. I just didn't get my way. Oh, yeah, didn't get the job. Gosh, I hear that regurgitation from so many people who will try to tell me that they're aligned and enlightened. And I'm like, I just see the gears on the energy going. If you hang around it too long, it kind of brings you down too. So that's why you always got to regulate your ride. You always got to perk it up, give it a booster, take care of you. So sometimes that means like, ooh, got to close that door. Not taking that call. Okay, this is on close to saturation. No more. Because I want to plant some happy seeds today. I want to share some love with others. I want to play with the energies that present. I can't do that when I'm listening to all this stuff that takes up space in my prime real estate. And the only ride I got in this universe is me. So, clear your desk, people. Clear your desk. Say, okay, taking care of me. What a concept. This is the only ride you have in this lifetime. This is it. This is the only thing you have control over. Get in that commander seat. Get in there. Try it on. You might like it, because it's not about control. It's about having the authority to be the commander of this vehicle in ways that help you move with more grace and ease at any speed that you choose. All right. So much love. I did not mean to be this long. I don't like my videos over 20 minutes, but I have been urged recently to share more wisdom that's coming through, because I'm a realist and I live the same life y'all are living. And I want to keep it spiritually simple so that I can repeat it, that it's not too difficult, and keeps me from doing it again because it's too hard. It doesn't have to be difficult. It can just start with some little incremental things. And the one thing is a breath and a smile. Bring in that appreciation, that gratefulness for having a vehicle that knows how to take action, that self-regulates, self-cleans, does what you need it to do, and then you can give it what it needs when you ask before something makes you lay it all down. And then you want to fight it because we do that. All right. Like, subscribe, and share. I really appreciate each and every one of you. So much love. If you need a session, bodymentothesoul.com. Bye.